Alrighty guys, welcome back to yet another video. So this is my 2019 G20 BMW 330i, and this car comes with a B46/B48 engine, which is the 4-cylinder turbo, and I just got this thing tuned with Bootmod Stage 1, and I'm going to be doing a small little drive reviewing what I think about it, if it actually made a difference or not. I'm going to talk about how it feels and if it's actually going to be worth it for your car. Now, before I get on this drive, I do want to show you guys the configuration that I have on my map. So we are currently on the Bootmod app. I'm not actually connected to the car right now, but I do want to show you guys my configuration. So we are on stage 1, 93 octane. That is the map that we have. And by the way, this car is fully stock. We did not get any downpipes, did not upgrade the intakes or the cooling. This is just a bare bones stock component car with the stage 1 tune. The only thing that I adjusted on here is the exhaust settings. So we have a custom burble tune, which I adjusted to a pretty mild setup, maybe like 1.5 seconds duration for, standard driving, 3 seconds for sports mode driving. The aggression for the pops and bangs are all the way to the max, and then no minimum or maximum speed limit. Other than that, everything else on here is pretty standard. We have GTS Roar enabled, max cooling mode enabled. We still have the cold start enabled, exhaust flap is open, and no speed limiter. So a pretty standard stage 1 map for the most part, just with small customizations. But yeah, let's just go on a drive and talk about if it actually made a difference or not. And excuse the mess, I have a lot of stuff in this car. I literally live in here. Alrighty, so just cruising around in the neighborhood, driving normally like a civilized human being. It feels pretty normal, it drives like it is stock still, there's not really much of a difference. But one of the things I did notice is just the pedal response. It feels like the pedal has become a little bit more touchy, a little bit more sensitive by a slight bit. And just so you know, Bootmod doesn't offer the transmissions tunes for this car anymore, or the ZF transmission in general. Usually with Bootmod, they offer the transmission tune as part of the package when you tune your engine. But that is no longer the case. If you do want to flash your transmission, you do have to use a program like XHP. I don't have that right now, so this is just strictly on an engine map, but the transmission is still like normal. But in terms of how the car feels driving at a normal person speed, it feels pretty good. It's still smooth. We're in comfort mode. Doesn't really feel too crazy. Just the pedal response feels a little bit more sensitive by a slight bit, and the gear shifts seem to be where they usually are, at least in comfort mode. So yeah, that's comfort mode. I don't think you're gonna expect too much out of this, but I will throw it into sport, just a standard sports mode. And let's just see what it's like when I actually merge onto the main road and get with traffic. All right, so sports mode, let's see how this thing feels. Whew. Yeah, you do feel it in sports mode. When you get on the pedal, you definitely can feel that the car has a much harder launch. I wouldn't say it throws you back into your seat, but it does get noticeably more aggressive, and it just kind of wakes up the car a little bit. It's a little bit more responsive. It does hold the RPMs a little bit higher. But one thing I did notice is after doing this tune, it becomes a little bit more jerky at the shifts. Like every time it does shift, there's a noticeable sort of punch feeling in your butt. Some people love that, some people hate that. It just feels less smooth, but it does kind of feel more sporty in that way. So I'm gonna put this into manual mode. We're still in sports mode right now, and I'm gonna really just stay in sports mode because I just feel like that's the most accurate way to test this. So we are in second right now. I'm gonna do a rolling pull in second gear. I'm gonna create a bit of a gap, and here we go. I can hear some of the burbles in the back. Whew. Yeah, it definitely has a lot of get up and go now. Compared to how it was before, man, it is noticeable, but yet again, not crazy. It doesn't feel like fast. It just feels more responsive, and I do notice when I am shifting manually, it does shift a little bit smoother. It doesn't really yank at you as hard or jerk at you as hard. I think it's when you're driving in the automatic mode, it kind of shifts a little weird. Maybe because, you know, the shift points when it decides to do it on its own is not exactly where it should be shifting. That could just be an adaptations thing. I feel reserved. But yeah, it is noticeably quicker when you get higher into the RPM. And, you know, at the last pull just now, I did kind of feel my head hit the seat in the back. Another thing I noticed is when I change through my menus here for the monitoring for the horsepower and torque, it says 400 now. Before it said 320, and I don't know how accurate that system actually is, but at least from, you know, driving it and kind of watching it go up and down, it does go up to like 350-ish when I am on the highway or like really flooring this thing. If that's accurate, then I mean we're realistically hitting like 350 horsepower, but I doubt that's accurate, and it's probably just a horsepower at the crank numbers, you know, not like actual numbers. But here we go, we have a clear road. Let's just downshift, and here we go. Ooh, my goodness. Yeah, definitely quicker, I gotta say. Definitely way more sensitive than stock. And when I was redlining it there, I was watching the little monitoring thing again, and it pretty much topped out at around 330 to 350. Didn't quite hit the 400 mark. But yeah, it is noticeably quicker at the higher RPMs. I think anywhere from like 4,000 to 5,000 RPM is when you really start to notice that it has like this really aggressive pull. Anywhere from like 3,000 and under feels pretty much like stock. So I feel like for the stage 1 tune, all you're really gaining is the top end power, not really anywhere in the low end. However, the pedal does feel more sensitive, right? So you get those two kind of attributes. It doesn't really blow me away. I just feel like this is what the car should have felt like from the factory. But I'm curious to know what it's gonna feel like when I go stage 2 and put on a couple bolt-ons, like an intake, a downpipe, and maybe adding a couple more extra stuff, you know, like upgraded cooling system, charge pipes, etc., etc. I think the stage 2 would offer an additional 50 horsepower on top of the stage 1. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I think at that point, it'll start to really feel like powerful. But so far on a stage 1 map, on a stock components, it does feel pretty good. It's not gonna blow you away, but it is noticeably more touchy, a little bit more nimble, or has more get up and go. Definitely gonna be useful on the highway, getting onto the on-ramp and whatnot. In terms of fuel economy, honestly, I don't really notice much of a difference. I tend to average around anywhere from 25 to 27 miles per gallon combined, and after doing the tune, those numbers seem to be the same. And the way I drive most of the time is pretty calm, so I'm not really flooring this thing nonstop. But it doesn't seem to affect the gas mileage all too much. Now, there's plenty of tuning options out there. I specifically chose Bootmod just because that's what I'm familiar with, and I like the adjustability. I know there's like MHD and whatnot. I don't really have much experience with those other companies, and I know there's some like other sort of plug-in tunes that don't require ECU unlocks, like a JB4. Yet again, I never used it before, so I can't speak upon it. But I think with any of those options, you should be getting pretty similar results. I think the stage 1 map is pretty conservative across the board for all these different tuners, but yeah, that's my review on it. I think it is totally worth it if you want something that's gonna wake up your car, make it feel a little bit more engaging to drive. Like, don't expect it to make your car feel like a race car all of a sudden, you know, it's not gonna do that. I honestly think this makes the car a perfect daily. You know, this is my daily car. I'm not trying to go too crazy with it. I'm not trying to make it too aggressive. So I think a stage 1 tune for this has been just a great way to improve it without being overkill, if that makes any sense. And in terms of the cost, the tune was about $600 from Pro Tuning Freaks, and the ECU unlock, I had to do a bench unlock, which costed me roughly $200. So altogether, I'm about $800 deep into this tune. I gotta say, it seems a little pricey, but I gotta say I am more than happy with the results of it, that I think it's worth it, at least for my case. But with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Make sure to drop a like and a comment below, subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in our next one. Peace.